Peace, family. I don't know if I get it, a lot of people in this. I just wanted to do a short little live stream to tap in with the family real quick while I got a little bit of time to spare. Um, and so if anybody, I don't know how big the crowd's going to be. So I'm gonna just continue on with the topics I wanted to touch on. Has anybody seen that new horror movie, Mr. Crockett, a Hulu movie? And it's a predominantly black cast on this Mr. Crockett. It's a good movie if you ask me. What it's basically about is a guy who has a felon, a brother who has a felon kids TV show, and on this kids TV show, he got puppets like them old earlier '90s kids TV shows to attract kids, and he had like a messed up childhood with his father when he was younger, so he got like a sick infatuation with kids and things like that. So he got this felon kids TV show where though he brings kids on there, Muppets and all of this stuff, and actually he ends up like kidnapping one of the particular kids on this kids TV show in the 70s, and he ends up having like some kind of interaction with the police where the police end up killing him because he kidnapped this kid, and the police kill him. But only thing, before he dies, he makes some kind of pact with the devil, and he's able to come back, and he exacts revenge on people that he deems as bad parents. But the only thing is, everybody that he's getting revenge on ain't no bad parents. Let's say you just chastise your kid for not picking up something, yell at him and tell him what to do. He'll come back and exact revenge on you and take your kid and end up killing you or whatever like that. And the way he's able to do this, long story short, he comes back through like a mailbox will pop up at your house in the front of your house, and it'll be like a VHS disc in this, because the premise of this particular movie is set in the 90s. So it like a VHS disc, a VHS will pop up and you'll show it to your kids, and your kids will want to keep on seeing this particular movie over and over again. Like when you show kids when they real young something, they want to keep on watching it, and when they keep on watching it, it eventually like brainwashes the kids, and he's able to come through and do what he got to do through this VHS disc. It's a crazy one though, and it's a good movie, and it's set in the 90s. If y'all haven't, it's a predominantly black cast. It came out 2024. It's over there on Hulu. It's a good movie. I recommend it if any of the family is into horror movies, because I like to watch a lot of horror movies, especially around this time, because there's a lot of good ones that come out, because I grew up like that, real young, watching horror movies with my mom and things like that. But the next thing I want to talk about is because I ain't gonna be on here too long, because I still got to go to the gym and stuff like that. I just wanted to tap in with the family real quick before work, because I work second shift. But I wanted to talk about, and I'm noticing an influx nowadays on the internet of these immigrants just running around, claiming that immigrants and immigration built the U.S., which couldn't be further from the truth. It was one group of people that built the U.S., and that's foundational Black Americans. And I find that to be very disrespectful, if you ask me. And also what I want to move on to talk about is, it was a video floating around on the internet where a young brother, teenage brother, was being harassed in his own neighborhood by white supremacists. They was ganging up on him, just following him around, harassing the young brother. And that's what kind of gave me the premise to talk about what we're going to be talking about now, because he handled it right. Don't get me wrong. And, when they was following him, he didn't give them too much information. It was out there in Florida. He stayed, he did the right thing, and he kept it moving, but he was a little naive as to what he was dealing with, if you ask me, because he was laughing, and, maybe his people in his family are, people that he knows, the elders didn't put him up on game. And that's basically what I want to talk about. We as elders now, because I'm young still, but I'm only 40, but I consider myself, an elder, because we elders now compared to the younger generation. So it's our duty as elders, the Black elders, women and men, but particularly men, to put our young youth up on, especially young brothers, up on game as to what they're dealing with when they encounter white supremacy, so they're not just caught off guard and blindsided by it, so they know how to counteract it. Because a lot of young youth nowadays, they don't know about white supremacy, so they caught in the crosshairs of it. They don't know how to handle it when they come across it, and they're just a lot of naive to the situation dealing with white supremacy. See, we got to start talking to our kids about white supremacy like you know, how you'll talk to your kids about when we were younger. I know, at least when I was younger, my mom used to teach us about, like, you know, what we do when we encounter somebody that might be trying to kidnap or harm kids. You know what I mean? Tell you how to move accordingly to get yourself up out of that situation, and how to just, you know, react when you encounter situations like that, so you're not completely caught off guard. We got to start running them through drills when they encounter white supremacy, because white supremacy not dead. You know, a lot of people want to say, well, all y'all talk about is white supremacy. It ain't no such thing as white supremacy. But I see countless videos regarding white supremacy on the internet. And white supremacy, regardless of how they want to spin it, is alive and well, and it's thriving. You know, it dominates the whole globe. And it got to be exposed so we can, you know, continue to push to knock that thing down. You know, white supremacy ain't just going to go away. It got to be, you know, exposed so we can knock that thing down eventually. But another thing I want to talk about, and this is going to be like the closing right here. This is going to be basically, because I'm not going to be on here too long. This is going to be basically what I wanted to talk about Kamala Harris. I'm noticing, you know, she's doing her press runs now, making her rounds in the media. So she's stopping up there at a lot of Democratic shills and, you know, tether platforms. If you ask me, she ain't going to no foundational Black American, real Black media on the grassroots. She was up there at the Breakfast Club, and she was talking to Charlemagne the God, and I got the audio and the video of what they was talking about up there. I'm going to play it for y'all because I found it very interesting. She's talking some reparations need to be studied. Reparations don't need to be damn studied. And we're going to walk through and talk about it how we normally do. Let me pull this up just a second. Turn it down for a show the commercial. Just a second, family. I'm trying to pull this up where he's talking to her and she's talking some nonsense about reparations need to be studied. Because there was a brother out of Detroit, and he was asking about, you know, reparations. And this is what she said.
What up, though? What up, though? Madam Vice President, Charlemagne the God. What
fair
up, though?
Use,
Welcome to Detroit.
Yes, sir.
It's good to be back.
I like to say the real Detroit because I'm up in here. My name is Zeke, New Era founder and CEO. I've worked on the ground here in Detroit and in Black communities all across the country for over the past 10 years, actually celebrating our 10th year this past August.
All right.
In my 10 years of organizing, we played a major role in the resurgence of pride and the change of mindset in Detroit neighborhoods across the city. We are not only known for the work that we do here in Detroit, but across the country in Black communities, having worked in over 35 cities of the Blackest cities in America. Saying all that to say, I'm extremely qualified to sit in front of the current vice president and which can be the next president of the United States of America. As I pose my question to you, I would first like to make it known that I don't have any emotional connections to politicians. I believe that this is one of our biggest flaws in the current political process. I view politics as a business, and America is one of the biggest corporations in the world. With that being said, I'm here on behalf of the business of the Black community. With all that Black Americans have been through and contribute to the success of America, I feel that there should be an in-depth investigation or evaluation of the lack of resources and current living conditions in Black communities nationwide. My question to you is, what's your stance on reparations? We all know that America became great, you know, off the backs of free Black labor.
Yes, it did.
How progressive are you on making it a priority and righting America's wrongs? It's understood that you are running for president for all people of America. Asking for specifics for Black communities doesn't mean don't do for others, but Black Americans are heavily asked to vote Democrat in every election for over half a century with very little.
The Democrats act like they own the foundational Black American vote. We ain't obligated to neither party. The name of the game now is whoever going to bring something to the table for foundational Black Americans. If ain't nobody bringing nothing to the table, what's there to talk about? These other groups is getting lifted up, prioritized over us. illegal undocumented immigrants being brought into the country. I don't rock with the Democratic Party nor the Republican Party, but this stuff got to stop where they think we indebted to vote for them and against our best interests, because a lot of the things that the Democrats push is going against our direct best interests as foundational Black Americans, because mass immigration don't benefit foundational Black Americans. But let's continue.
Election for over half a century with very little in return. What are your plans to address these very important issues and change that narrative? Thank you, Z.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you for your work. So to your point, yes, I am running to be a president for all Americans. That being said,
She keeps saying that for all Americans, because that so-called stuff she got for her blackmail outreach, that's a nothing burger too. But we're going to get to that later on, because the thing she's saying that she's offering to Black people, Black men, is not just for Black men, it's for everybody. And with the housing and stuff like that, that's for immigrants, where she's talking about she's going to give housing, this, that, and the other, help people get housing. That's basically what they're doing out there in California, giving them illegal undocumented immigrants a leg up to get housing. I think they're giving them up to $100,000 for housing or something like that. But that's just for immigrants. That's not going to benefit foundational Black Americans. And she lets it be known, if you really listen to her and decode what she's saying, that basically her policies is for everybody. It's just not going to benefit, foundational Black Americans. So the Democratic shills and stuff that are running around with this narrative that, she says she going to do something, for Black people, what y'all going to do now? She not doing nothing just for Black people. She got lift-off programs where it benefits and lifts everybody else up, and we don't get nothing but rather doing crumbs, and I don't rock with that. But let's continue.
That being said, I do have clear eyes about the disparities that exist and the context in which they exist, meaning history, to your point. So my agenda, well, first of all, on the point of reparations, it has to be studied. There's no question about that. And
why every time something with foundational Black Americans, peace, sister, the golden child, how you doing? Hope everything is going good with you. Yeah, but every time something with foundational Black Americans, why does it always got to be studied first and foremost? When they give lift-offs to these illegal undocumented immigrants coming into the country, they get EBT cards with thousands of dollars on it. And I know they getting all of this because I know people in particular industries that, work for the government. I won't put them out there like that, but, I know people that are in these particular industries, and they say they get thousands of dollars on EBT cards, free medical, this, that, and the other. Why is it that every time us foundational Black Americans, are asking for what's rightfully owed to us, it's a debt owed? It's not nothing really that we asking for or something that's going to be given to us free. It's something that's owed to us. Why is it that it always got to be studied? They want to play with it, say this, that, and the other. And I don't respect it. And I don't think that we should keep on getting out here and supporting this Democratic Party against our best interests, because this Democratic Party ain't for us. You know what I mean? They really against us. And then they make it seem like we indebted to them. And I don't like that. We indebted to no party. The name of the game now is who's going to do something for foundational Black Americans. And if ain't nobody doing nothing, I'm in favor of just sitting it out. We ain't got to vote. They make it seem as if you got to vote. There's always an option. You got an option in everything. And one of our options is not to vote. And she only goes, like I said, the Democratic shield platforms, such as the Breakfast Club and talking to Charlemagne the God. And I think she talked to Butter Biscuit Roland Martin too, where they coddle and cradle this woman to give her the easy questions, because why does it need to be studied? Furthermore, because we already know who the reparations is going to go to. It can't go to everybody Black. It's got to go to foundational Black Americans, descendants of freedmen, people that could trace their history back to the 1870 census in America, and have been enslaved in America. It can't just go to everybody Black, because everybody will try to attach and, they salved onto it if that be the case. So I got to go to descendants of freedmen, and they know this, people that could trace their history back to that 1870 census. If we know that, they know that. You know what I mean? They got study groups and people that sit around analyzing what we talk about on the internet. So if we know who the reparations will go to, best believe they know who to go to, but they just want to play the game of peace, Elder. The Baba in here. Peace to you. So true, my brother. Why do they have to do a study for us? Yeah, they always want to study something when it come to foundational Black Americans, but they give all these damn illegal undocumented immigrants housing, medical cards. And I know people that work in these particular industries, and they say they getting benefits, all kind of benefits, EBT cards, this, that, and the other. They giving a massive leg ups while they want to just deprive us and us to be that sacrificial lamb and that is supposed to stay on the bottom and get the scraps of everything. Damn that. I wish Black people would wake up and sit this out. I'm not voting. It's like voting for the best slave master. Absolutely, sister, the golden child. Yeah, they want us. What are we voting for? They fail to answer that question. They always say vote, 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 but what are we voting for? Because I'm not just with voting for stuff that don't help my people. That's not a benefit to my people. We got to be out here getting benefits because it's our people that's really suffering out here in these streets. You know what I mean? We got some foundational Black Americans that are doing good, but I won't be happy till the bulk of my people get that massive leg up. And this Kamala Harris, she don't do nothing but go to these Democratic shield platforms and tether platforms where they ain't going to do nothing but coddle and cradle her. And I don't respect this woman because this woman wants to sit up and, act like she's a foundational Black American and, cosplay to be us, but don't want to do nothing for us. And I don't respect this woman at all. And then she went up there. She don't really do nothing but go to Democratic shield platform. So the one time she actually went to Fox, they say this was the only time she ever went to Fox. And this guy, I believe his name was Brett or something, Brett, he interviewed her, but he wasn't giving her no easy questions. He was giving her, putting her on the hot seat, and she was stumbling and fumbling, tripping up over her words. And she kept on flipping it back to Trump. See, every time you put this woman on the hot seat, this East Indian bedwench, because she an East Indian, at best, this East Indian bedwench always wants to, flip the narrative and send it back to Trump. Well, Trump, Trump is doing this. Well, Trump is a racist when Joe Biden is a racist too, and the Democrat Party is racist. They just that racist that want to hide, and the Republican Party is that that racist that'll let you know who they are. You know what I mean? And truth be told, I'd rather that to know what I'm dealing with. If I'm dealing with it, I'd rather know what I'm dealing with. I don't like to have to guess and to figure things out. But I ain't voting for neither party, like I say. So don't think I'm putting a Trump on a cape on for Trump. I'm just saying, that every time this woman talks, she wants to flip it back to Trump. They'll ask her anything under the sun, and her best answer is, Trump this, Trump that, trying to, fear monger and, scare Black folks into not voting for Trump and vote for the Democratic Party because they use these fear tactics. Oh, well, if Trump get in office, Trump going to do this. So she was up there at Fox, and only thing she could do was just flip the narrative back to Trump every time she was asked something. She was asked about, I'm going to pull it up. She was asked about, I guess they got something where they trying to, help people in jail make a sex transition, to transition a sex in prison. And she said that it was Trump doing this, and Trump ain't pushing this narrative. Truth be told, it's them that's pushing this narrative. They ushered in that whole agenda with the Rainbow Gang, this, that, and the other, where they trying to get people to question their sexual identity. And this is being done to directly target our kids, in particular Black youth. And that's why I'm really giving a pushback to this Democratic plantation, because they want to have our kids out here confused. And anything that causes that with the kids, see, it's somebody, whatever they want to subscribe to as grown adults, I don't rock with it, but that's on them. But once you start trying to flip the narrative and mess with the kids, then I got to give you pushback to that. But I'm gonna pull this up on I believe it. Here it goes. It's on X. Just a second, family. Well, she said on with that Brett guy or whatever his name was on Fox that it was, it's Trump. And she said this on the Breakfast Club too, that it's Trump that's trying to push this this transition. They call it gender reassignment. That is Trump trying to push this. Well, Trump ain't trying to push this. She just trying to flip the narrative. Everything that you tell this woman, she takes no accountability, no acceptance, to say, well, I'm wrong. I did say or do that, and maybe I might have had a change of mind. Her automatic go-to was just to flip it to Trump. So here's what she said about this gender stuff.
I learned that the California Department of Corrections, which was a client of mine, I didn't get to choose my clients.
Right, a client of the Attorney General.
A client of the Attorney General, of the Office of Attorney General, that they were standing in the way of surgery. For prisoners. And there was a specific case. And when I learned about the case, I worked behind the scenes to not only make sure that transgender woman got the services she was deserving. So it was now.
See, if she so much didn't have a hand in this gender reassignment, she on here telling on herself. She had a direct hand in that gender reassignment. Trump ain't have nothing to do with this. If anything, that's what I do like about Trump, even though I'm not voting, because Trump is directly giving pushback to this rainbow gang agenda that they trying to usher in. And what they're going to use that for is to directly, get our kids to question, what they are. And I don't respect that, because leave the youth alone. If a grown adult wants to do something, even though I don't subscribe to it, that's on them. But once you start messing and playing with kids' minds, then that's when I got to give some resistance to it. But let's continue.
Only about that case, I made sure that they changed the policy in the state of California so that every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access to the medical care that they desired and need. And I believe,
and this ain't no medical care, them wanting to get gender reassignment, that's nothing to do with medical. And guess who's fronting that bill? Decent, hardworking, tax-paying citizens, us. And I don't respect that our tax dollars going to people that just want to, have they gender reassigned from what the creator wanted them to be. If that's what you want to do, let that be done on your time, your dollar. But taxpayers shouldn't have to front that bill, and this woman is directly responsible for that. And she tried to lie up there on the Breakfast Club and on that Fox News segment and say she didn't have nothing to do with that, tried to flip it to Trump. That's her go-to.
It was not only, I know it was historic in California, but I believe actually it may have been one of the first, if not the first in the country, where I pushed for that policy in a Department of Corrections. When I was
So is Kamala doing okay?
See, she was at the ground level ushering this stuff in. It wasn't Trump. She said she was, the first of its kind out there in California. So she was on, the ground making sure this stuff got ushered in. So this woman, benefited from pushing this agenda. And she directly pushed this agenda along with the whole Democratic regime. That's all they've been doing. Because if you remember when no good Barack Obama tether behind was in office, he sat up there and, passed all these rainbow gang laws, gay marriage laws, and while black folks were unjustly getting unalived in the street, and he up there prioritizing cops, Blue Lives Matter, and this, that, and the other, prioritizing, this sexual agenda they want to usher in, and it's going to be used to target it against our kids. That's why I get pushed back to it. And that's the two things I do like about Trump, even though I'm not voting. I like his stance on immigration, getting all these illegal, undocumented immigrants out of the country. And I like his stance on not pushing this kind of wicked nonsense to our kids, because Kamala Harris was totally, just trying to flip the narrative back to Trump when Trump ain't pushing this gender reassignment in the prisons. That's your regime. That's the Democratic regime doing that. So stop sitting up there lying through the skin of your teeth, Kamala Harris. And also I want to say that her VP, I guess his name is Tim Walz, he was out there trying to put tampons in boys' bathrooms. And why you think this is done? We ain't stupid. This is being done to, because he's the governor of some state, and whatever state that was, I looked it up, and he's trying to, he wants to put tampons in the boys' bathroom. That's why they call him Tampon Tim. I don't respect that, because, they only putting tampons in the boys' bathroom for them to question their identity, and these is young boys, and elementary school students, miss me with that. We got to get pushback and resistance to that, That's why I'm against her getting in office. They want to say that we against, Barack Obama tether behind, want to say that we just don't want to see a woman in office. It's nothing to do with her being a woman, she ain't no black woman for that matter, but I don't give a damn about skin color. She ain't got no policies. And it ain't about her being a woman, because if she had good policies, that would help my people out, foundational Black Americans, I get out there and vote for her. I have no problem. But she ain't offering up nothing. You know what I mean? This woman is doing things that directly harms the foundational Black American community. And Trump just ain't doing that like that. And then she wanted to say, well, in the stuff with Charlamagne the God up there at the Breakfast Club, while Trump is bringing back stop and frisk, you got stop and frisk going on right now. And that's the best thing they can say is, Trump's doing this. That's their immediate go-to, is that Trump's doing something. And that Trump is a racist when Joe Biden's mentor was a guy named Robert Byrd or William Byrd or something like that. And he was a member of the Ku Klux Klan. So miss me with that. Biden is racist. It was Biden's laws and them Democrats' laws that was locking up black folks in the 90s, black men in the 90s for a little 20 piece of rock. And then, give them like 20 years for a 20 piece of rock. And then a white guy gets caught with an 8-ball of powder cocaine and he gets a month in jail, a slap on the wrist. Miss me with that. That was the Democrats doing that. Y'all got to take some responsibility. Her immediate go-to can't always just be saying Donald Trump is doing this. And then they like to say, well, this Project 2025. And it's being brought to my attention that we got to watch out for this too, that with this Project 2025, that they're endorsing Kamala Harris, you know what I mean? And Project 2025 is really going on right now, with them stopping and frisking people, how they want to say that Trump is bringing that back. Project 2025, where the police is running rampant. The police is running rampant right now. And they like to say about, Trump is supporting that. People that, the people involved in this Project 2025 ain't supporting Donald Trump, Kamala Harris. They supporting you. It's being brought to my attention that people involved with this is supporting you. So you got to tone and answer for that. And you quiet as a church mouse, whenever you're asked something, you deflect back to Trump. That's one of your main talking points, is to speak about Trump. And I don't respect this woman. And then her so-called black male outreach is a nothing burger. I looked at that document, family, and I'm looking through it. It's talking about, helping people with businesses. And then you see everyone. I've seen everyone in there more times than black. And when you see everyone more times than black, that lets you know that black people will be getting absolutely nothing. And they go to all these other illegal, undocumented immigrants coming into the country. So the Democratic shield is running around like, now she's doing something for black men. What are y'all going to do now, black men? Y'all going to support her? That ain't nothing for black men. That ain't nothing for black people, for that matter. We looking for something tangible as foundational black Americans, for all of our people, for man, woman, and child, to get that massive leg up. And the only thing that can be done through is reparations. We need to get our just due. We need to get that promise and that debt that was owed to our ancestors. We need to be the beneficiaries of that, and that's what it give us our massive leg up. We don't need no government loans that was in that so-called black male outreach. We can do that. Once we get the reparations, we could distribute that. We know how to move and shake and be able to build businesses and be able to build things that will impact and help our community. We don't need no nothing from the government. You know what I mean? We could do that. And with dress, she said something about medical in there too, like black men getting like their prostate and for diabetes, like having better health care. And we can get all that addressed when we get the reparations. You know what I mean? Reparations, once you get money knocks down a lot of doors and a lot of barriers. So once we get that cash reparations going for ourselves, we'll be able to enact the change we need to enact in the black community. But Kamala Harris can miss me, man. They could crash and burn, that we ain't indebted to them. They act like they own us in our damn votes. I don't like that. Like they a slave master up over top of us, sending Barack Obama skinny frail ass out there, who is a sorry excuse for a man to try to talk down on black men. Miss me with that. You know what I mean? When he done nothing for black men, he ain't got a history of being of service to the black community. So you ain't no damn spokesperson for the black community, or you ain't nobody, period, to be speaking for the black community. And I was mad that I voted for him. Truth be told, back in hindsight, they say hindsight 2020 or something like that. But looking back, I was mad I voted for him. I voted for his nut behind for 2 terms, and he done nothing for the black community. That's why I always say I thought like we had a black ally in Barack Obama. It turns out all we had was a black skin version of white supremacy, somebody that was put there to push their interests and needs. He done nothing for the black community, and he wants to sit up and tell us that we ain't supporting. He ain't seeing a turnout like he's seen for his presidential run. You ain't going to see, because we woke up. A lot of black folks are hip to the game. And even though I'm not voting, I'm at least glad to see that the foundational black American community, some of us out there, are starting to step off of this Democratic plantation. You still got people voting for Kamala Harris, but that's mostly like, people that's down with that rainbow gang stuff, or people that, because they'll lift up them, they give them stuff, or that's mostly tethers and stuff that get stuff, benefits from seeing them in power. We don't get no benefits as the regular average foundational Black Americans. What the hell are we getting but flooded out with immigration, flooded out with people undermining our interests and needs, and all these damn tethers being brought into our community. I'll be hard pressed to find another foundational Black American brother in our community, because every time you look around, you see a tether, and this is done by design because they bringing them all of these people in here to undermine us. They know we got a claim for reparations, and the money that they giving to all these illegal undocumented immigrants, that could be our reparations money. They want to push the narrative that, well, the government ain't got enough money. The government going to go into shambles if, they pay out reparations. It's too much money. Miss me with that, because they giving reparations to all these damn illegal undocumented immigrants. So they got the money, and I don't give a damn if they don't got the money. It's old, and we going to get our just due, because we ain't letting up off of this. I know for sure as hell I ain't. I'm using my platform to talk about reparations every chance I get. That people don't like that, they can miss me, because I know it's owed to me and my ancestors for the work that we put in, and being unjustly treated, building a nation, and we was never compensated for it. You know what I mean? And people that want to push a narrative, well, y'all begging, miss me with that. That's all they like to say, because a lot of people, they just don't want to see foundational Black Americans get in power, because truth be told, they ain't got the same spirit, the will and resistance as us. Some of these people, even if they Black, they come over here and they lay docile and dormant. They happy to just be over here. They ain't trying to fight no white supremacy. See, I fight white supremacy. I love standing up to white supremacy. That's one of my favorite pastimes, is standing up to white supremacy. I ain't laying docile and dormant to no damn body. You know what I mean? Trying to oppress me or my people. And a lot of these people, they come over here with the mindset of just going along to get along. They happy because they've got nerves coming over here to America. So they ain't trying to fight. They just happy, going along with the status quo, so to speak. But yeah, family. I just wanted to tap in and let the family know that Kamala Harris is offering nothing to foundational Black Americans. Even if she's saying that she's offering this, that, or the third, her so-called Black male outreach, it's a nothing burger, and we're gonna get nothing voting for this woman. I'm in favor of just sitting on the couch, and that's what I am doing. I don't like neither party. I don't like neither of these candidates. And truth be told, I don't think none of the independents is going to do nothing for us. They might be. I'm hearing some of them, like Cornel West, is talking about reparations, but I'm not voting, because the name of the game now for me is tangibles. I need something, and they're gonna make it hard for Cornel West, even if he is on that type of time, which I'm not sure of. And they say some other things might be going on with him that might not be looking too good. But yeah, I'm not voting. So I'm in favor of just sitting on the couch, and that's what I'm doing, because I don't like picking the lesser of two evils. In that sense, I'll just hold my vote, because I think us just holding the vote, that sends a message in itself. If so many foundational Black Americans hold their vote, they're going to have to look back and account for, hey, hell, why all these Black Americans, not immigrant Blacks we talking about, but people whose ancestors trace back to the 1700s, 1600s, why are they just sitting this thing out? Why are they not participating in this process? They're going to have to answer for that. And, and they know why we sitting it out too, as much as they want to, try to deflect from it, because people ask Kamala, like they'll ask about, like Charlemagne the God was asking about some quote unquote thing that affects the Black community when she was up there at the Breakfast Club, but he beat around the bush. He never once, said about reparations, and neither do none of them. Roland Martin was talking to her, I seen, and he knows what's impacting and what's affecting what the Black community was, the foundational Black American community. But Roland Martin didn't speak nothing. Roland Martin was saying some, old off the wall shit, if you ask me. He was saying something about housing or something. Don't hold me to that, but he was just saying something that that we're not even interested in. We're interested in tangibles, reparations. That's the main thing, and that's what's going to force us to to make these parties crash and burn, to send out a message that we can make and break these parties if you don't meet our demands. We ain't just voting to vote. Golden Child, peace, sister. She says facts. Yeah, we ain't obligated to these parties, our sister. Some of our people, they just want to go along, with the status quo. They don't want to rock things or shake up the boat. And I'm in favor of shaking the damn boat. If shaking up the boat and stirring up things is what gets my people that massive leg up that we so rightfully deserve, I'm in favor of shaking every damn thing up, because I'm tired of my people not getting they just due and being overlooked and pushed to the side. Yeah, we'll get back to you. We got to study it, how Kamala Harris said. We got to study reparations. We got to take a look at it. They've been studying reparations for hundreds of damn years. When do we get our just due? We tired of the studies and everything that y'all say y'all got to do. Just go in y'all damn pockets and produce what we need, those tangibles in the form of cash reparations, because that's the new name of the game, and we ain't letting up off of it, because we entitled to have something. We ain't entitled to be the doormats to everybody coming into America that they get to wipe their feet off of and, climb up on, and on their way to coming into America. You see all these damn immigrants that come into America, when they get these leg ups, they form their own little enclaves and businesses, and guess where they bring their businesses to? They bring them in the FBA community, because they use us to get a leg up off of all these damn Arabs and Chinese people, Latinos, everybody that sets up businesses. Even some of these, African and Caribbean immigrants, they set up stores in the foundational Black American community. They got the nerve to fix their nose up at us and look down upon us when they just got a damn government leg up over us. And them days ain't gonna fly no more, because we deserve something. These people come into the community, extort the community of resources, and don't give nothing back. And in fact, these people look down upon foundational Black Americans when they should be worshiping the ground we walk on, because our ancestors built this thing. And I'm just not in favor of the disrespect no more. And regardless of who it's coming from, Black immigrants, white supremacy, we're going to be respected as foundational Black Americans, because our name holds weight, and they got to put some respect on our name. That's the new name of the game, is to respect foundational Black Americans, because our ancestors paved the way for all these nasty tethers to be coming over here. You know what I mean? And then they come over here with so much disdain and looking down upon our people. I don't respect it, nor do I rock with it. So, yes, it's the weekend, though, family. What's everybody doing? What you doing this weekend, sister, the golden child? You got anything that you doing or anything like that? Yeah, I know with me, I'm probably just going to chill and try to watch some good horror movies. It's around that time. Like I say, I'm a horror buff. I like to catch those horror movies whenever I can. And I ain't doing too much. I just wanted to tap in with the family. I'm about to try to go get a quick gym workout in, truth be told, because I work second shift. And any of the family that's catching this on playback, be sure y'all got the notification buttons on, because they don't send my notifications out. And I upload every day. But sometimes they stop, the progress of my videos and don't even show my videos. So if you don't see a video from me, just come and find, the channel. Just come to the channel. FBA Revolt stands for Foundational Black Americans Revolt. So just come to the channel, because I upload damn near every day, unless, I'm really busy or I'm sick or just under the weather. But I upload every day, and I want to say peace to the family. Everybody stay safe out there and have a good weekend. And we as foundational Black Americans, in closing, we going to get our leg up. We won't be denied, because the new name of the game is reparations and tangibles. Peace and foundational Black American power.